This and every episode of the podcast is supported by 35 Bikes. 35 Bikes are dedicated to bringing you the best bike components for the best price. So whether you need organic, semi-metal or sintered brake pads, a new narrow-wide chainring, mudguards or brake rotors, make sure to ask for 35 Bikes in your local bike shop, or head to 35bikes.com for more information or to find your local stockist. You're listening to the Hookit podcast, proudly brought to you by hookitproducts.co.uk.
Riders ready? Watch the gate.
Oh, yeah!
What's up? Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Hookit podcast. Thank you again for listening in and joining us for this one. I need to say a really quick thank you to everyone who did donate some money from the last episode to Andrew Cho's GoFundMe cause. That episode went down a storm as well with Brooke MacDonald, awesome guest, and thanks again for all the shares, the positive vibes and stuff. So please keep that coming, it's really appreciated. It's great, it really is great to see the podcast growing and people wanting to get involved, and it was cool to see we did the Bike Place trade show last weekend, which is an industry-only trade show, but it was cool. So many dealers came up to say that they were listening to the podcast and they were enjoying it and stuff. So that's it's always overwhelming, and thank you so much. I need to say a really quick thank you as well to our sponsor, 35 Bikes. Keep them peeled on our social media channels for some giveaways as well this week, and plenty of other stuff we've got going on. So, on this episode, we have Hannah Barnes. Hannah, as you probably already know, is a well-renowned female mountain biker. She is riding for the Specialized team. I guess she's a Specialized brand ambassador. She's an all-round adventurer. She's got an awesome background in adventure sports with triathlons and all sorts of random stuff. And she's an awesome person to sit and chat to. It was a great episode. It was really cool to hear her perspective on certain things. And that's about it. So I don't want to hold this thing up as usual. So let's crack on with the episode, and welcome to the show, Hannah Barnes. All right, we found the button.
Okay.
Hannah Barnes, welcome to the Hookit podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. I know we've already shot a bit of banter about, but thank you very much for coming on and doing this. It's really appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime, no problem at all. You're the first female, so
Really?
yeah, you got to set the bar high.
Cool. Wow. No pressure.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all. So it's always good to start off by letting you do your own introduction, if that's okay. So if you could just sort of tell people who you are and what you do, that'd be rad.
Okay, my name is Hannah Barnes. The mountain bike Hannah Barnes. A few people have been confusing me with the road cyclist.
Yeah.
I remember there was her interview and my photo in a once. So yeah,
no, that's criminal.
No way, you work in a cafe as well. I thought, no, that's strange. But you come, or someone said, congrats on winning road world champs. No, it wasn't me.
Just take it anyway, though.
yeah. But so I race and ride and kind of travel around mountain biking and all over really, and ride for Specialized, and I live in Fort William, just out of Fort William.
Okay,
so,
very good,
yeah.
Very good. Perfect. I want to kick things off by finding out a bit more, kind of about how you got into riding, but most importantly, your childhood and growing up, because you had a bit of a, I don't know what the word is, irregular? Alternative, yeah, alternative.
There you go.
Yeah, I try not to do too much research, if I'm honest with you, but what I did read was really interesting about your parents and stuff like that. So I'm guessing you're from quite an adventurous background. Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, alternative, adventurous. Yeah, they are. My parents are pretty cool. So my brother, of course, he's great.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got your brother who's a shredder, who no doubt has had a massive influence on you and your riding career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So did your parents ride as well when you were younger, or?
No, not at all, never, and they didn't ride at all, and it was just my brother who just always really wanted just to get a bike, and that was the main thing for him growing up was riding. Right. But I didn't actually start cycling till I was 19,
Oh,
I was
really?
halfway through uni. Yeah, I was halfway through uni and studying nursing, and I was just going to the climbing wall and running, and did loads of sailing as well
Right.
when I was in high school. And then I just went to a few races to cheer Joe on and thought, this looks great. Everyone's so nice, such a nice scene and atmosphere, and just looks really good fun. So I thought, instead of watching and cheering, I should just get a bike and start riding as well.
Yeah.
So I just loved it straight away. But Joe raced downhill. But it wasn't really for me. I just loved riding around the woods and the more cardio.
Yeah,
side
probably
of it.
post
Just,
enduro too. So like,
yeah, exactly.
cross country
It was
sort
before.
of stuff. And,
Exactly. More cross country stuff. Just riding round and round for hours around the woods, just loving it.
sweet.
So
Sounds ideal.
yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
ideal. So your family pulled you out of school and took you sailing, is that right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was 14 and Joe is a year and a half younger, so he was,
12
12,
and a half.
13. Yeah, 12 and a half. There you go. And then we just set off from Fort William in our sailing boat and
Wow.
headed off for a year and went to the Caribbean and back.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the intention of studying and doing our schoolwork whilst we were away, but then soon realised there were far more exciting things to be doing and we could catch up when we got back. So we just explored and went snorkeling and swimming and
Okay. So did you live on the boat the whole
volcanoes.
time for a year as well? Yeah.
Yeah, we all slept on the boat, lived on the boat, the whole time, all year.
That's
Yeah, it was
amazing.
brilliant. So I think for the entire year, for the four of us to live, it was about, I think we managed to spend just under about $6,000.
Right, really?
It's quite amazing for four of us to live and sail to the Caribbean and back.
Wow.
So I think people would think, gosh, you must be a really extravagant kind of fancy
Wealthy
thing. But actually,
family.
just like, but it's just so nice, like fishing and just like going to the local markets and living like really simply. It was absolutely brilliant.
Okay. What do you think,
Yeah.
like, just randomly, like, this is kind of off everything I want to talk about, but the whole, like, school system for kids, do you agree with it or not? Or do you think that you should be allowed to take your kids out of school and go do fun stuff, more university of life, school of life, rather than the actual academic system?
Well, I think there's definitely a balance. I don't think one way or the other is to be too extreme one way or the other. But I think just within reason, and if you're just a bit sensible about it, then then definitely. And I think, like in our case, I went just basically missed a year and went kind of started where I left off because I was in the first year of my exam year.
Okay.
But Joe was just kind of in an in between year, so it wasn't too big a deal.
Not
So
too
he
crucial.
just completely missed it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was way more beneficial for us to go away and live on a boat and sail and learn to read maps and charts and how to sail a boat. The kind of responsibility of being quite self-sufficient and
That's so
all
cool.
visiting new cultures and everything. It was amazing. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for it.
No, I think so too.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely,
It's something I've
yeah.
been thinking about loads. Like, I think as I've got older, like when I was younger, I hated school, to be fair. But there's so many people that sort of were really good at school, but I won't say haven't amounted to anything. But, I mean, how important is it to learn everything that's in a textbook, whereas you could go out and just learn random stuff and,
Yes,
maybe
exactly.
be better off
Like
for it.
life skills, exactly. It's so true. And just like how to live and meeting lots of new people and
Social
I don't know,
skills
kind of
is pretty
sets you up
crucial.
for life, really. Yeah, totally. Well, I think it's hugely valuable.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that again if it was, it was absolutely brilliant.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So then you sailed back to Fort William. So have you lived in
Started
Scotland
school.
pretty much all your life or not?
Lived in the Lake District till I was about 7 and then moved up to Fort William area. And then we've been around here since.
So you've always
Apart
been
from
lucky
uni.
to live in the nicer parts of the UK, which is cool.
Yeah. So, and then went to school here, then went to Alaska for 6 months, and then off to uni.
Okay.
So,
You went to Alaska too. Was that a family trip or was that on your own?
no,
or-
that was just by myself. I just fancied an adventure and couldn't think of, and I was thinking, what can I do that's really adventurous? And people had all these ideas. I thought, no, it's not really going to be, it's too, guaranteed.
Okay.
What can I do? And then I had a friend who knew people in Alaska, and I thought, right, can I have their email address? That sounds brilliant. And then off I went. Mum and Dad got me my flight over, and went, right, okay, now just look after yourself and have a good time. And
That's
just
excellent.
so like in hindsight, it was pretty kind of sketchy and some quite like dodgy situations. Like, but it was brilliant.
You know what?
Yeah.
I did pretty
Training
much the same
sled dogs.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you?
Yeah, 16. I left and went to live in California for.
wow.
Well, I went over there initially for 3 months, which isn't all that long, but then came back and then went over there for I think a year, and then came back and then did another year after that. So yeah,
wow.
all on my own and all that sort of stuff. It was rad. I mean, not on my own as such.
Brilliant.
But you know, you meet a
not
lot of people
with
and all that sort of stuff. But not
Yeah,
with like a
exactly.
tour group or anything like that. Just
No.
pretty much just set off after my GCSEs. It was-
Yeah. Self-sufficient and off you go.
I
That
think
sounds great.
It's an important part of your life though. Around that sort of age, you need to go out and do
Yeah,
something rather than
definitely.
just sit on your ass or get a dead end job.
Oh,
I don't know.
totally. And
So,
totally. Yeah,
Big
I
proponent
agree.
of that stuff. Big proponent of it.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
Yeah,
kids, go travel.
Yeah. Go travel,
Go
exactly,
travel.
but not to like Ibiza or anywhere.
No, stay away from that cesspit.
Yeah, I lived in a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't have any
Yeah.
running water, or when I was in Alaska. So I was 17 and had to use a little sled to tow my water from
Really?
my neighbour's house around to mine, and it was absolutely great.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. That's so cool. What did you actually do when you were in Alaska apart from sort of live the Alaskan life? Did you like have a job
I
or
worked.
did you?
Yeah, I did. I worked at a sled dog racing and mushing outfit, so training sled dogs to do long distance races.
Wow.
So yeah, it was great.
I've
They
always wanted a
I had
husky.
good dogs. Have you?
Yeah,
They're
always.
great dogs. They're great dogs. Yeah,
So you got
Really
to play with those
clever
things all day.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Running
How-
around the mountains. with
How have you
those,
not
yeah.
gone back?
I know, it's been like nearly 10 years now, so it's definitely due a visit. And definitely getting itchy feet to go back there, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well. I was going to come back to this a little bit later, but let's just cover the log cabin thing because I think it's so interesting. So, am I right in thinking you live in a log cabin right now?
Yes, I do. So I saw this place. I was looking and thinking, should we try and get somewhere and kind of buy somewhere and kind of properly kind of grow up and make somewhere my own. And I was looking around and I saw this place and straight away I thought, that's just perfect.
Right.
It's absolutely perfect. I went to look at it and then that was it. I just kind of got the ball rolling and trying to make it all happen. And it's just absolutely lovely.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I
just a
saw
little
some
log cabin,
photos,
one room. Yeah, it's great.
One room, little
Yeah,
mezzanine.
one
Yeah,
room with a mezzanine. It's just brilliant, yeah. And the shed is the same size as the cabin,
right.
so with the bikes and all the kit and stuff. And
So
it's
sick.
just great. It's lovely,
That's
yeah.
amazing. So, are you up there
Yeah.
right now?
Yes, I am, with
yeah,
a little
wow.
puppy.
Okay, so you
With,
have an internet connection, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
connected
And
us, yeah.
the new puppy, I saw that on your Instagram.
Puppy,
Yeah.
yeah. She's had her for 5 days now.
Oh, bless. Living the dream. And then I
Fine-
interrupt you to do a
finally sleep.
podcast. You should be just taking snuggles, hanging out.
I know it's terrible, isn't it? No. Yeah.
So the
So,
log. I want to
yeah,
know
it's
more
great.
about the log cabin. Is it just yourself that lives there? Are you literally in the middle of nowhere, or are you pretty close to the town? Or
We're about 15 minutes out of Fort William
okay,
with my boyfriend Brody and the puppy.
okay, cool.
And yeah, about 15 minutes out of town, but we have a couple of neighbours and a few like close friends who live nearby, which is great. Just they kind of pop round for tea and go for a ride or a run or whatnot. It's great. So
It's amazing.
yeah, lovely, great trails just by the cabin, so we don't have to drive anywhere, just right from the doorstep, and it's really perfect.
Bless.
Yeah.
Sounds sick.
There was a great river by the cabin, so we can just go for a road ride, jump
Right.
in the river. It's great.
Sounds
we had
like
no
you're living a
shower
dream
for
up there.
yeah, we had no shower for a few weeks in the summer, so we just spent the whole time in the river.
Really?
It was great though. Got used to it. Yeah.
Okay. So is it off the grid at all? Obviously not. You've got electricity there. You've got running water.
Oh
and
yeah, no, it's
everything.
it's a fully kind of functioning house. Really, it's just like a little log house, but it's got everything that a normal house
amazing.
would have. Yeah.
Sounds
So
good.
we're not
I'm-
roughing it.
I've spent a lot of time in Sweden over the last sort of, I don't know. Well, I had a previous company before doing Hookit, actually, and we sold a lot of stuff into Sweden, so I spent a hell of a lot of time in Sweden.
Wow.
It sounds very similar. I mean, you know Hannah, obviously, to how those guys live over
Yeah,
there.
Hannah. Yeah, exactly.
And,
I love Sweden. I could just imagine living there. It'd be
it's amazing,
a great
isn't it?
place to live. Yeah.
It's by far one of my favourite places on earth. Like, I'm happy to go there,
So-
it's beautiful. Me and my girlfriend took a trip there last year and just kind of drove around. You know, we hit Stockholm, we visited friends and stuff, and it's the whole place is just, it's amazing. It's literally like having, I mean, maybe I've never been to New Zealand, if I'm being totally honest,
Yeah.
but it feels very like that. Everyone's so
Really?
nice and personable, and everyone lives in nice, cool houses, quite minimalistic, and it's a nice
It's
way
very
of living.
minimalist and very kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's all about the lifestyle, not having big fancy cars and things. Everyone's just quite chilled and
Definitely. And I'm guessing
just
that's
about
kind of how you like
lifestyle.
to live your own life.
yeah, totally quite simple and just have what you need and definitely. Oh, I could imagine living in Sweden one day. That'd be great.
Yeah, me too,
Or
actually. The
At least
plan
for at least for a few years. Yeah.
definitely get a summer house there. And
It'd be great.
I don't want to give the game away to people listening if they're not too sure, but houses in Sweden are really cheap.
Are they?
Yeah, like really
And
cheap.
they're quite. How about if you're not a Swedish like national?
It's not too bad. You can buy a house there, no problem. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I looked into it a long
What?
time ago. It's really
Oh wow.
It's like opposite to the UK. So if you want to live in the city in Sweden, maybe Stockholm or something, it's really expensive. But if you want to live in the countryside, then it's so cheap. And the house,
Really?
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
You know, for like, I don't know. Let's just have a guess. Like £25,000, you can buy a really nice house in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah, honestly,
That's
it's crazy.
amazing. So you got me all
crazy.
intrigued and excited. I'm going to have a little look now.
Trust me. It's definitely the place to buy for a little summer house. It's
Yeah. It'd be great to go in the winter and do some cross country skiing
it would.
as well.
It would.
We haven't
It
had any
would.
proper snow yet here.
Have you not?
So no, nothing. Not one
been
day skiing yet.
It's been snowing
It's
a
been
little bit
quite a
here today,
bizarre-
but only a little flutter. But
Yeah.
but I thought you'd have something up there.
No, well, there's been a bit of snow, but there's no base, so you just wreck your skis.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was up there last year around this time and ended up stuck in a snowdrift somewhere near Fort William in a van. It was
Oh, no.
actually quite scary at some point.
Yeah.
In between visiting shops, I saw some shops at like Glentress maybe, then I was heading up through Fort William to get up to Inverness.
Yeah.
And I got stuck halfway, just in a snowdrift. Total white out, man. I'm not into that. I'm scared.
Oh.
I don't like the cold, if I'm honest. But
Don't do really. Oh, you need to have a little blanket and a cooker in your van, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, everything's
And
alright.
you can just snuggle up for the night, and it's fine. Have a cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wake
I
up
don't
and
know.
be gone.
Yeah, I know. If only. I
Yeah.
don't think it's that easy in Scotland, is it? Wake up and
Well,
it's another foot deeper.
Wake up. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
So I want to also find out about your current, I'd say, job. I mean, as a brand ambassador for Specialized.
Yeah,
But you also have.
yeah.
Do you have a day job as well or not?
Well, I am a nurse as well.
Right.
But I just am
That's
doing.
interesting.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm managing just to keep my nursing like registration and do enough like hours and kind of just to keep being a nurse. Really, you have to do so many hours a year and training and professional development and all that sort of thing, just to keep your hand in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
which is great. Yeah. So I'm loving doing a bit of that as well, but that's just at the moment on the side.
Right.
Just keeping that ticking over for now and just kind of keep myself busy and kind of active with the whole Specialised and travelling and riding.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Okay, so is that
It's
what you did
really
at
good.
university then, out of interest? You did nursing and came out? And...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Glasgow and did nursing and then finished uni and then had a full-time job as a nurse for a year. And during that year, I kind of got completely obsessed with triathlons and just trained like constantly for, I was obsessed. I'd be doing press-ups whilst watching TV and my yoga, all that. So just way more obsessed with it, yeah. So, and that was for a year I did that and then had my sights set on this big triathlon in Fort William for and then did that, and then got more and more into kind of cross country, and then got a trail bike and got more into trail riding.
Right.
So and
so that was what I was going to ask you. Sorry, before I kind of missed a step. I'm sorry in the whole life of Hannah Barnes. So how did you actually get into riding? Obviously, you saw Joe riding and stuff, and just literally just thought, I fancy a bit of that, and got your own bike, and went from there. Or was the triathlon stuff first?
Well, yeah, I just went to a few races with Joe and thought, it just looks really fun. And people were like, God, do you not like have a bike too? I thought, yeah, that's actually a very good point. Why not? Don't I have a bike? So I got what did I get? I got a Cove Stiffy.
Oh,
do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Nice big hardtail. It was a great bike.
Yeah, they're very good.
I had a Cove Stiffy, which was great, and then I thought, right, I'll do a race, and there was a 10-hour cross-country race a few weeks later after getting this bike, and I thought, well, I'll just kind of do as many laps as I can and see how it goes, and then I just got totally really into it and kind of obsessed, really. And then I thought I should get I remember doing that race in full lycra, but flat 510s and flat pedals.
Styling.
Just had no clue whatsoever. No idea. So, but yeah, it's great. And, then what did I get? A Scott scale. That was my hardtail upgrade for cross country. And then I thought Joe was with Orange. Then I thought I'd ask them, try and be cheeky and say, maybe I could have an Orange 5 and I could do some trail riding and I'll blah blah, and just kind of see how it goes. And then it just all kind of went from there.
Really? That's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. So
but Orange was absolutely great. So it was really cool to have those few years with Orange and with Joe and Ben Catho and Stu Thompson. It was a great few years with Orange and that crowd, and it was brilliant. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of set the base for continuing on.
Yeah, it's a good kind of start and great. Nice tight knit small company, so it was good.
Yeah, and nice to be cool. We do a little bit of work with Orange, and they're good guys. Good ethos, I love those guys.
Yeah, definitely. And Stu Thompson,
proper Yorkshire folk.
Yeah, they are.
It's always good.
Love that team.
Yeah, they definitely love the team.
Yeah.
So the whole Specialized thing then, and becoming a brand ambassador for Specialized, how did that kind of come around? Were you riding Canyon? Is that right before?
No, I was riding with after Orange. I was with Silverfish and Yeti for 1 year.
Okay.
Just for Yeti. So, but it was through Silverfish, the UK distributor for Yeti. So, and that was great, and they were another group of great guys, and that was a really good year. And then I got I think I was on my way to finale for the EWS there, and then I got a Facebook message from, and just really briefly read it in the airport, from someone at Specialized. I just thought maybe it's a bike shop kind of stocking a Specialized bikes, saying, we'd like to kind of work with you, blah blah. And I thought, right, okay, well, I'm already with, I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and it's okay. And I thought it was like a bike shop kind of style thing, and I said, no, it's okay, but really thanks, though, that's really nice to ask, and it's okay. And then I read the message about 3 weeks later, and it said, global marketing manager, and I was like, no.
rewind.
Then so and I thought, then I got back to them again and said, well, actually, I think I will just stay with what I'm doing, because it's good to kind of build what you already have and not just kind of swap around too much, and try and build your current relationships. So, but then I thought, actually, what Specialized are kind of offering was it was absolutely great. They're pushing the women's brand so much, and I think they've got at the time they had about 30 people working on just the women's side, which was amazing. Having a big push with all the women's products and trying to grow that side of the company. So, and they were just sounded like really proactive and keen to kind of have me. So it just sounded like too good an opportunity to miss, really. So I thought, actually, I'd be crazy not to. And so I thought, actually, okay, let's do this and see where it takes us. And it's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Have you been with them for a few years now, right?
Well, this is a third year.
Okay. Third year in.
So it was this is a third year in. Right. Yeah. So it was initially, I'm not sure if it was necessarily an experiment, but they hadn't really had a kind of women's. I suppose they have Matt Hunter, and I think the idea was to be kind of a female Matt Hunter, like not necessarily focusing or not racing and just ambassador
I think that
type
whole thing is so new as well to people, having an ambassador out there that's just generically doing a bit of everything and just a good face for the brand.
Totally.
It seems quite new. Obviously, the whole social media side of it's probably evolved quite a lot over the last sort of 3 years or so as well.
Definitely. And Specialized is such a race-based brand, like historically they're so, and well, still, they're all about winning and 100% performance. And so I think for them it was probably a bit of a gamble, or let's see how it goes. We'll do it for a year and see how things go. But then it was just, I think it all worked out really well, and everyone's happy, all got on really well. So
that's cool.
We just, so here we are.
Okay.
Year 3, so it's great.
Year 3.
Yeah, it's really, really, it's brilliant, and couldn't be better.
Cool. And what would you say your role actually is? I know that's quite an open-ended question, but is your role to provide content all the time, or?
I'm not really sure.
That's a good thing, though, I think. Just do your thing.
I don't really know. I kind of keep doing my thing, and then unless anyone kind of points me in a certain direction, I just say, anything I should be doing, or anything you'd like me to do, just let me know. Or I just kind of keep doing my thing until, unless anyone asks me to do anything differently.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of up for anything, whether it's races, like, or an enduro, or like a 5-day cross-country race, or going videos or anything, just anything. I'm just kind of just up for it, so I don't mind. I don't really mind what it is, as long as it's just riding and with good people, and
that's cool.
I'm happy.
No, that's rad. That's rad. What's your favourite aspect of it then, of sort of being a brand ambassador? Is it the racing, the filming, or just the trips?
I'd say absolutely everything, because I think if it was just one or the other, it wouldn't be quite as exciting, because you kind of wouldn't say get numb to it, but it kind of keeps things really fresh and kind of good if you're able to do a bit of everything. Kind of
it's kind of cool that you're not too tied down by the sound of it with your job or anything either. So if they sort of say you want to go on a trip for a month, you can be like, yep, cool, let's go.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Oh, well, the nursing, it's all just as and when. It's just, there's a nurse bank, and they just text me and say, can you work like Thursday and Saturday? And I'll say, I can do Saturday, but I can't do Thursday, or you just can do whatever you can, really. So
I think a lot of people will be quite envious of that job.
It's really good. I think, it's really bad weather for a few days, I'll get a couple of shifts in. And then go away for a month or whatever. So it's actually, it's perfect. Mm-hmm.
So as far as like... Go on, sorry.
The flexibility. I was just going to say, it's just the flexibility of just being able to, with the nursing, being able to come in and out of that, but then the kind of variety of everything was specialised. It's all just really, really good.
Oh, it sounds it. I mean, you can tell by how you're talking, you're pretty stoked on the whole thing all the time.
Yeah.
And you got to be. But at the end of the day, you make your own look, and you're only there because you've put the effort in. So.
Yeah, definitely. I remember, it has been quite a long, a lot of work you think, oh God, it's so brilliant, so lucky. But like you say, you do kind of gradually over the years kind of create this little niche for yourself.
Yeah, of course you do.
So
for sure.
it all feels like, it's all kind of paying off. It's actually
it doesn't
really
just happen, that's for sure.
No, exactly. So it's really good.
Okay. So do you feel like is there any pressure at all, or not? As far as, it doesn't sound like it, delivering content or race results, I mean, is it not all that important, really?
Maybe there is, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Turn a blind eye, it's all good.
Well, I kind of feel, whether there's pressure or not, wouldn't affect, like, I just would ride how I ride, and if there's pressure or no pressure, it's not going to make me ride better by having the pressure, so I just kind of enjoy it, because otherwise you're not going to enjoy it, and it's going to be too stressful. You associate racing with stress, and then you don't enjoy it, but I actually love racing, probably because I don't put too much pressure on myself, and just think,
go with the flow.
Just going to ride my bike.
Yeah.
And exactly. But
it's easy to put too much pressure on yourself, that's for sure, and
definitely
screw up and get down on yourself. So,
and then you can't do it for very long if you put so much pressure on yourself. It just wears you down. But I think you can do it for a long time if you. There's a certain amount of pressure, but it's like a healthy amount, not so.
Okay.
Just so you, yeah, definitely.
No, it sounds good. No, it sounds good. What you're doing is amazing. As far as I don't want to be too negative here, but do you ever receive any negative stuff? Someone commented on your Instagram and said about negativity. And do you get a bit or not?
Definitely. I think it's, to be honest, I don't listen. I just completely turn a blind eye. I just think that's not very nice.
I'm getting to my cabin. Catch ya.
Yes, exactly. See ya. No, I do, but I just kind of. It seems like it wouldn't ever cross my mind to write anything not very nice on someone's Instagram or Facebook or page or anything. So I think what makes someone think it's a nice thing or acceptable to write something not very nice? Just think, well, maybe they're just not very happy, or I don't know. I just think it's nothing to do with me, really. It's more a reflection on them.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can read through people's Instagram comments, and it's like as if someone's wrote like that on something.
Or pink bike comments. Gosh, get a life. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit harsh, but I don't know. I think if you're totally happy just doing your thing, then you haven't got time to be writing not very nice things about other people on their pages. I just, I just think if you've got something to say, haven't got anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. But or just like unfollow or something if it kind of is that annoying for someone, then just like unfollow,
Yeah.
So,
or you can block them at your end.
Yeah, exactly. No, there are some negative stuff, but I think maybe, I suppose because I have good support and with Specialized, it's but they're not winning races or going to the Olympics or anything. People think, God, maybe they don't see or don't think it's deserved or for whatever reason. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know where it comes from, but I think
some people just see the face value of it, don't they? And like, oh, she's got that. Why has she got X new bike? I don't know, whatever, and gets to travel, and I don't. And but again, you make your own luck, don't you, at the end of the day?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just think, well, that's not very nice. And then you can't really listen to it because you just got to, be happy doing what you're doing. And if not everyone's not going to keep everyone happy.
No, you're not.
So that's fine by me. Doesn't matter. The people who matter are happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters.
So that's all that matters. Exactly.
Same. And usually, obviously, on here, the last few guests have been like race guys. We've had Brooke McDonald, Danny Hart, and it's kind of easy to talk to them about like the off season and what they do. But I'm guessing you don't have much of an off season. It's just an all round adventure, 24/7.
Yeah.
So as far as being around this winter, what have you been up to?
Well, this winter has felt more busy kind of than the season, the summer season. Just with moving to the cabin. We moved here in April, but we've only been here for during the season, kind of a total of about 6 weeks over the season because we're just away so much. Yeah. So at the end of October, eventually got back after finale, the last EWS, and then since then we've kind of only really started getting work done and kind of enjoying being home. Just been away all summer, so just been completely flat out, just doing lots of work to the cabin and moving the kitchen and building sheds and gardening, all sorts of stuff like that. It's been like home stuff. It's been really good fun and it's great. So once it's done, then we can kind of
enjoy it a little bit
chill out a bit and then and all our bikes are all over the place. So
Oh really? I was talking to Duncan the other day. You'll know Duncan Philpott, right? And so Duncan was saying the other day when we went out for a meal that last year, 2016, he spent 30 days in his own house over the whole year in his own bed. Same
as me. I think that's about the same.
So not many people maybe see that side of it. Yeah, you're travelling and doing a lot of fun stuff, but you're also away from your family a lot too.
Oh yeah, totally. So it's just been absolutely great just to be home and have everything in one place and just even ride the same trails quite regularly and not kind of be on the same trails all the time and not be like looking at maps thinking, I wonder where the riding is here, because you spend so long trying to find the trails because you're in a new place or whatever. can just like, right, let's just go do the like, kind of regular route. It's nice. Even normal loop, exactly.
What was your highlight of 2016, do you think?
2016. It was absolutely, the whole year was absolutely fantastic. It started in January. We had about 3 weeks of just solid skiing back home.
Right.
And then beginning of February, headed to South Africa to film a Destination Trail video with Miranda Miller.
Yep.
Who's now full-time on Specialised on Gravity team. So, and she's going to do some EWSs next year as well. So she's absolutely awesome. So it's going to be really cool having her around more.
She's a teammate now, really, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, definitely. So she's really cool. So that was the first time I met her, was filming in South Africa, and Specialized said, would you go there and film, and who could we have for the other rider? And they said, right, we've got Miranda, she's going to come. So I thought, great, I've never met her before, and like never meeting someone, spending a week just in South Africa, it's pretty awesome. Wow. So with Clay Porter, it was really, and it's just a really cool film team. Okay. So that was great. And then I had about a month at home, and then straight to Sri Lanka for a 4-day cross-country marathon race, which was
I wasn't expecting to say that.
That was a race just kind of around Sri Lanka, kind of 100k days, loads of climbing, really hot, elephants, tea plantations, all that stuff. It was really, really cool, but I had really bad toothache, and I think my wisdom tooth or something was happening.
It's the worst. It goes through me even thinking about it.
So I was like in bed at night, the night before the race, and I was like crying on the phone to my mum, like, I don't know what to do, like agonising toothache, like what to do, like how can I like possibly race and have this toothache? And I couldn't eat anything, just absolute agony, couldn't sleep. And then the day before the race, Yoga was going around all these pharmacies trying to find something, and no one understood. And just buying some random antibiotics and they were like really out of date, and from some backstreet chemist, thinking, God, well, maybe it'll do something. And then took those and painkillers, having electrolytes and a gel and painkillers and antibiotics on the start line. Like, right, let's do this.
Wow, proper hype.
Yeah, but it was great. Yeah, it was. Ended up managed it, and. Yeah, happy to have finished.
That sounds fun, but not fun at the same time. Yeah. Even the thought of toothache just goes through me. I've got a bit of a phobia of that stuff.
I can't remember ever crying, and I was like crying to my mum down the phone. What do I do?
Oh, my word.
I'm so far from home. I'm like in Sri Lanka, like so far away. But it was all good in the end, and did it.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a cool trip, though.
That was
really
great.
Cool.
That was really cool. My friend Etienne, who works for Specialized, he came to film and take pictures, so I had a buddy. So that was great. That was fun. Yeah. And then, so because Sri Lankan Airlines said they'd provide the flights. So I said, oh, that sounds great. Would they give us another one if Etienne could come and just take some photos? So that was great. So he was able to come and...
Really?
Yeah. And we were sitting business class drinking champagne, like, right, let's do this.
Hovering the alcohol over your tooth, hoping it'll get rid of the toothache.
Champagne, no. But that was great. So it felt like the year had already been pretty busy before it even really begun, before the first like EWS and first kind of.
So you do the whole EWS series as well?
So and then went to then South America was amazing, but I had a big crash and landed in practice at the first race, and landed on my shoulder and could hardly move, and basically ended up being the cook for the weekend for the team.
Okay.
Sorry for myself. And then straight to Sea Otter, but before Sea Otter we had a few weeks in Santa Cruz. Because it was so much, instead of everyone flying home and Jared going to Australia and me going back to Scotland, it made sense just to cut out all the travel and just stay there for an extra week before Sea Otter. So that was awesome, just a bit of downtime and
nice place as well, isn't it? It's really nice.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so good. Just having a week to just ride and not have to think, right, okay, we've got practice between like 2 and 4 and blah blah blah. We could just
Just hang out.
Just
Little
hang
bit
out.
of vitamin D for your shoulder as well.
Exactly.
Always helps.
Yeah, exactly. So it was awesome. Yeah, and then the year's just been it's just been great. The whole year's just been really good. So there's no specific highlight. The whole thing's just been really, really enjoyable. So been loving it. Just enjoying it all. Yeah.
Taking it in your stride by the sounds of things.
Yeah, loving it.
Is there a favourite aspect of what you do then as well, or not?
I think I'm always just, it just seems like such a kind of pleasure to work with so many nice people all the time. And just talking to, well, like yourself.
Oh, get over.
I suppose like working with all these different people, like everyone that's specialised and well, everyone you kind of come across.
It's a pretty cool industry, to be fair.
It's a really cool industry and attracts such nice people, really. And at the end of it, everyone's just like really nice and doing it for all like the right reasons, and it's just really nice.
Yeah, I came from the motocross industry, and the motocross industry is really cool too. But I guess I'd been in the cycle industry for like 3.5, 4 years. Although I've always been around it, actually, having a company and getting to meet people on the day to day. I've not met a bad person yet at all, to be honest. Everyone's amazing.
Yeah, totally.
It's a very very nice industry full of nice people.
And lots of people who are so good at what they do. It's a real pleasure to work with people who are like kind of the top at what they do, like the engineers who design all the bikes, and then the athletes and people who are amazing at marketing, or I don't know, or someone who's testing, designing suspension. They're all
do
like
Specialized kind of call on you for anything like that then as well, for any input with clothing, for example, women's specific clothing.
Well, hopefully, that's kind of would be great. I think that's kind of would be something for the future. That's
where you want to be.
So I think that's the kind of somewhere in the pipeline would be.
Oh, really?
Something along those lines. Well, potentially we're kind of see. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
There's something happening, but you can't say too much yet.
So something like that would be very cool.
It's always good when there's something happening but people can't talk about it.
Something happening.
No, it's good. I had Lewis Buchanan on a little while ago, and Lewis had pretty much done a deal with his new team Trek, but couldn't say anything. It was like, we sort of chatted about it a little bit, not recorded. And then we went, and then I was like, so what's happening? He's like, I can't really say anything. It's like,
that's stuttering on the
come on. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it sounds good though. It sounds like you've got it really sweet.
Yeah, it's really good to have more kind of like that input and start to do more along those lines.
I think it was Loic that was working at like 100% while he was sponsored by him. I'm sure it was Loic. It was really cool to see that he was having some input in the DH line and stuff like that.
Oh, totally. And he's just done an internship at Specialized as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's so cool to see, to kind of have a vision to the future.
Definitely. Because at the end of the day, it's... you've got to have something to fall back on too.
Yeah, definitely. And
sounds good. So we've covered your favourite aspect of the job, which is really cool. So heading into 2017, what have you got planned ahead? I mean, is it the same again? EWS, some riding trips? Is there anything major happening? Any major projects or anything like that?
Well, I'm just gonna do the European EWSs, or say about 4. Maybe do Whistler. Just do I'd say 4 EWSs.
Go Whistler, aren't you?
But
can't miss that one.
Like 3 or 4 EWSs, probably 4, and then do a few longer distance cross country races. I just love those kind of more adventure type races on a cross country bike. So there's a race called La Landa in Colombia, which is in July, which is a 7-day stage race across Colombia. So
that sounds cool.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Is Colombia not that sketchy anymore?
Have you watched Narcos?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's the only thing I've heard of about Colombia. So
maybe not done so much research on Colombia, but let us know how it goes.
Let you know if you see me again.
Yeah, don't take any white powder on your ride, that's for sure.
I know. My cousin actually lives in Colombia, so that's
Okay.
quite cool. I'll
Okay.
go and visit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So a Colombian race, that's going to be
So
fun.
Colombia, that'd be brilliant. I'm also doing an Ironman triathlon.
Right, wow.
But an off-road. Oh, I suppose it's not all off-road. It's a sea lock swim. It's in Torridon in north of Scotland.
Oh, right. So it'll be warm then.
Oh god, no, it's in June, and I think last year it was absolutely freezing.
Really?
Sea was frozen, and yeah, so
Well, okay, so it's how long swim?
I can't even remember the distances.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's a long way, whatever it is for most people.
A long way. I think it's 3.4 miles to
Right.
swim.
Rip.
I can't even remember. I've never done an Ironman before. I'm just swimming a lot, running a lot, and riding a lot just to prepare, and then I'll start to really
Holy shit.
kind of and then the run. No, yeah, and then the ride's a road ride, and then run is up 2 Monroes. So that's going to be it's going to be a biggie, but it'll be good to have another challenge.
Yeah, definitely. So you're pretty much like fit all year round. It never really tapers off. There's no off, if that makes sense. You don't have a binge month or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely end of the season, but not really a binge so much. Just not really kind of.
Not
if
as
I
much.
don't go out, just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just not training as such. Yeah, just a bit of riding and a run, and just because it's enjoyable more than anything.
Yeah. I've noticed you're quite into your yoga as well, right?
Yeah, I love my yoga. It's great. It's so good. Good for mind and body.
Yeah, definitely it is. No, I mean I wouldn't say I'm massively into it, but I definitely do a bit. Me and my girlfriend, we go on a mindfulness course as well, which is really nice, and it's something that once you start introducing it into your life, it's amazing how beneficial it can be. Just having a bit of quiet time, especially if you're busy as well. You know, if you've got a busy lifestyle. Obviously, for me, I travel a lot, and I'm here, there, and everywhere. So, say that again, sorry.
Yeah, like the more busy you are, like lots of people say, I don't have time, but I think just make even just say 20 minutes in the day. I think if you can easily lie on the sofa and scroll through your Instagram for 20 minutes before you know it, it's on 20 minutes gone past. But you think, I could just not do that. I don't need to see what's going on. It doesn't really matter. Let's just like lie on my mat and have 20 minutes of stretching. So there's always time, and it's always worth it.
That kind of leads me on to my almost last question for you. I'm kind of keen to know what you think about social media, because you kind of live a bit of a contrast in life that you're living in the woods away from all that stuff. Maybe not away, because you are still quite connected.
Yeah.
But how important do you think social media is for you as an ambassador and for everybody else out there? Because it's I wouldn't say it's a grey area, but it's becoming so much of a thing for sponsors and stuff. Area.
Yeah. Well, I think for any like sport or anyone really in any field of, no matter what their job is, it seems to be important for absolutely everyone really. It's a tricky one. I think there's definitely a huge place for it, and it's really important for ambassadors or even racers. Everyone's just becoming like good at it and really kind of sees the value in it, and the sponsors see a huge value in it, and
so out
really
of total interest, did you have quite a big following before the Specialised thing came around, or is that built as you've been doing that?
No, it's definitely built. Each year it grows. It does grow a lot. I think before I started Specialised, I had about 10,000 Instagram followers, and now it grows by about 20-something thousand a year. I think, just like thinking, I wonder what it was like this time last year, and then it's just quite interesting. But I think it's also it's quite interesting, but then you also can't pay too much attention. You just got to like take it for what it is and not look too much into it, because I don't know.
But that's kind of the problem, isn't it? That a lot of kids do think about it too much. And base their life on how many followers they've got and stuff. And there's way more, like you said, there's way more important things to be doing.
Yeah, like I'm really pleased. We were just talking about some friends who came for dinner the other night. We were just saying how we're really pleased we didn't actually grow up with like kind of glued to a phone and having Instagram, and like we grew up like when we were just like building tree houses and swimming in rivers and things. And
I hate it. Like, I'm like torn with the whole thing, because I obviously I do all the social media as well for Hookit, the distribution. Hookit. and this and a few other brands and all that sort of stuff. And you've got like, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We did a bit on Snapchat, but I've kind of knocked that on the head. And then everything else which goes with it, it is literally becomes a full-time job.
It's literally, yeah, exactly. And
the way I am though is I love to get away from it, but you almost sometimes can't get away from it.
You kind of
because it needs
can't.
to be
No,
done.
it's a
yeah.
catch-22. Yeah. Yeah, I think you just got to take the positives, but not get too sucked into it, and just take it for what it is. Kind of, take out all the positives, but not let it rule you.
Yeah, not let it rule you. No, definitely.
So yeah, exactly, and I think
ended up in the hospital the other night with my girlfriend, and there was a young lad. Yeah, she got bit by a horse, and it wasn't too serious. It wasn't too serious, but so sat directly across from us was this young kid and his mum, and they literally never looked up from the phones. We were in there for about 3.5 hours, and honestly, they didn't look up from the phones. And the kid was constantly going on about Instagram to her mum. His mum is like, "Oh, I've just got another like." It's like, seriously, you know, like,
for goodness sake.
It's
a bit worrying that the mum is fine with that.
It is, isn't it? That's kind of what I was thinking.
It'd be a hard time to bring up your kids because they're all just wanting. They're 10 and they've got Instagram, and you think, God, how do you kind of stay clear of that for as long as possible?
It is a very weird time. Very, very weird time, and it's having such an effect on things. I mean, you know, America pretty much have got a new president because of social media, because he's got a big following. I mean, there's going to be other aspects of that, don't get me wrong, but
lots of money.
Yeah, and it's such a strange thing. Honestly, I can't get my head around it. It's nice, it's helpful sometimes, but it's also can become a bit of a pain. But I just kind of wondered what you thought of it, because obviously you live where you live.
No, I agree. And then I'm thinking, oh God, it's been 3 days. I should do an Instagram thing, right? I kind of think, but
the cool thing
I
is
totally
that,
agree.
Specialised and stuff aren't putting pressure on you. They're not saying you need to post 3 times a day, etc., etc.
No, exactly. No, I think if I kind of slacked, they'd probably say, "Come on."
Yeah.
But they haven't yet, so that's good.
Sounds like you're doing a good job, eh?
But they do monitor their social media though. I think they have I think all brands they have software and whatnot to see see
what's happening,
interaction and blah blah and see which sort of posts have most interaction and if you're kind of replying to people and whatnot. And it's just marketing. But I do agree. It's
interesting, isn't it?
You've got to make it healthy, otherwise it can just get a bit too much. You've got to draw the line, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. You have got to draw the line, and sometimes it's really difficult to put it down and not look at it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty for it sometimes. You know, you think, oh, I don't need to look at that for the rest of the evening, but then next thing you know, you sat there, like you said, you're just like looking at stuff, and you're like, why am I looking at it? I don't really need to.
Exactly. Or just think, if you, instead of spending that half an hour, you can imagine if you were like learning an instrument or doing some yoga or like learning French or something. You could think, God, I could achieve so much if I just spent 20 minutes of every day learning something new, or I don't know, or just like phoning your gran or something, where like actual communication, not just like scrolling. You know,
it's true. It's very true. It is very true. The age of the phone, it's a strange time. Very strange time.
Or you think you know what people are up to because you can see what they're doing on like Instagram. You think, God, I haven't actually had a coffee with them for 6 months. We need to catch up. It's bizarre. You feel nice to actually kind of go back to basics as well.
100%. And like you said, like we probably grew up in that area where if you wanted to talk to someone, you had to walk around to the house and talk to them, or you phone the house phone,
knock on the door,
they weren't in.
Use the landline. Weren't in. You're like, walk home again. No, those are the days.
They were the glory days, that's for sure.
The glory days,
that's for sure.
But
cool.
However, saying that, social media has provided like a kind of a job essentially for kind of, or an aspect of it, because also talking recently about like without that it was just like magazines, and it was like there's a magazine out like next Friday with a new magazine out, and it's so different. It's like constant kind of,
there's so much information to take
like
in.
the inspiration and blah blah blah. You can it's quite cool that there's always like new kind of inspiration and etc. There's always stuff out there, so it's cool.
It's difficult to keep track of it all. You know, I'll go into meetings
so much.
in the day, and the ex-person will be like, "Have you seen this edit?" You're like, "No." Oh my God, I haven't seen that. Oh my word. When did that come out? It's like last week. I hadn't even seen it yet.
No, I'm the same. Yeah.
But again, you can waste too much time watching that stuff. Sometimes you're better off just getting
Exactly. Just getting out and ride a bike.
on with it. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So we're going to move on to
Okay.
a section which I like to call listener questions, which always makes me laugh because I'm always super surprised that we have any listeners. But,
maybe it's just your mum sending 5 questions to feel better.
Could be. You never know. Yeah. Definitely going to get a Valentine's Day card off my mum this year. I get one every year. Same handwriting every year. Yeah. But yeah, we do like listener questions. We ask people to ask you questions, basically. Obviously, it's pretty much clues in the title with this one. So we'll go through these and then we're pretty much done. And you can go back to chilling or do something fun. So, first one was from this is 6-7 on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to know, would you ever give World Cup downhill a try?
Absolutely not.
There we go. That's that one done.
Must be joking. No.
Have you ever done downhill at all? Or have you just always been trail bikey?
I gave it a go, but I was so covered in cuts and bruises, and I think I just tried to go as fast as possible and just completely over the bars every corner, and I was just it was
not the one.
A bit too painful. No, I'd finish like a day of doing like downhill runs and think, right, now I just want to go and ride my bike and just like do some laps and actually kind of get my legs moving and have some air in my lungs, and I don't know, that was just yeah. Okay. Everyone's different though.
So it's a no.
No.
Definite no. Okay, next one.
No.
At RobG301 on Instagram again. And he wanted to know, how are your plans coming along for building a log cabin for guests?
For guests?
Yeah.
You can camp in the garden.
Okay.
Big garden. No, there is. We have got a nice big garden, so it would be cool to build somewhere for guests because at the moment there isn't anywhere. So that would be next off season's plans, definitely.
Yeah. Do you think there's scope to do some guiding and stuff over there yourself if you've got time?
I don't think it's not really something I think I would really fancy.
Okay.
Never say never, but it's not something I've ever kind of considered or thought or I really want to do guiding. But I think every so often it's good to do like one-off rides, and we did a absolutely brilliant women's ride last springtime, which was great, and that was a big ride out with a load of girls. There's about 100 girls turned up, which was amazing. And I was thinking, oh God, what's it going to be like? It's my first one, but it was absolutely great, and everyone's so enthusiastic, and just a really nice day, just sharing kind of the trails together, and it was great. So that was brilliant. But yeah. I don't think I'd do it like a regular kind of guiding like as a session, but it's like one-offs. Absolutely great. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Next one was at TinMac72 on Instagram, and he wanted to know, I can't read my own handwriting, hang on. How do you stay motivated to ride in Lochaber? Is that right? Is that how you say it?
Lochaber.
When you ride some of the most beautiful locations in the world.
Because home's home, and home at the end of the day is where you kind of most want to be at the end of the day. You go to all these amazing places, and you think, and it's an absolute pleasure and that's a joy just to go to all these great places. But then you come home, you're like, even if it is a bit wet and midgy and whatever, it's still home, and it's still an absolutely beautiful place. Mm-hmm. So I think you can always think the grass is always greener, but it isn't really.
For sure, no, I agree with that. Definitely,
make a nice life at home for yourself. Then you've got something nice to come home to and a nice place to be. So and just enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Home
is where the heart is at TinMac72.
Exactly.
Never forget it, even if it is somewhere awful in England and it's raining. Last but not least, this is a good one to end on, I think. At Charlotte9 on Instagram, what advice would you give to women new to the sport?
I would say just ride your bike all the time, ride as much as you can, and do it with friends and other like-minded, enthusiastic people. It's always really good fun, and just enjoy it, and don't put any pressure on yourself to kind of ride scary things or do what other people are doing. Just do it at your own pace, and just have a good time with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. There
Yeah.
we go. First podcast, was it?
It was.
Yeah.
It's
Not too
been
traumatic either.
No, I haven't got palpitations. I don't need to do any yoga to calm myself. I'm fine.
I always feel like it's my first anyway. So
Do you?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Especially as it's like, I know we were saying before this when we started recording, but like we started off literally just chatting to my friends. Like, you know, I got a bunch of people I knew, and it was like, do you mind just doing this? And then slowly but surely, it's kind of grown and grown and grown and grown. And then, you know,
it's
we've got
pretty
people
awesome,
like yourself who we've never met, and we sat chatting, and it's nice.
No, it's great. No, I noticed it would start off with the kind of more the Sheffield crew, and now it's kind of expanded a little bit. Having
Definitely. But that's kind of where I wanted to get it. It's cool. It's but yeah,
really cool.
Definitely sometimes sit down and you're like, right, okay, this is going to be really tough because I don't really know what to talk about, but yeah, whatever, you just go with it.
And they might be really weird.
Yeah, thankfully we've not had one of those yet. Probably won't put that one out if we do get one of those.
No weirdos allowed.
Yeah, you get vetted first by either myself or Joe Bowman.
After 2 questions, like, okay, great podcast, bye. You're like, is that it?
First ever 5-minute episode.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's been a pleasure. I don't want to take up any more of your time. And
oh no, it's been great. Thank you very much for having me. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate it.
You want to just shout out any social media links you've got and stuff so people can go follow you as well?
No, it's okay.
Go on. It's at Hannah Barnes 66
at Hannah Barnes
on Instagram.
66.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a follow. See what I'm up to.
Same on Facebook. Just type his name in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And let her know if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you tell her. No doubt, people will do that. It's always quite surprising that always happens, and it still blows me away when people do that. So thank you.
Yeah. Also. And if you listen to the end, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, if you get this far.
If you get this far, then that's great.
Nah, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No, thanks, David. That's awesome. And hope to meet you one day.
Yeah, we will for sure. I'll be up. And hang out. And,
up in Fort William. You can come and visit the cabin and come for a cuppa.
Sounds like a plan.
Great.
Like a plan. Count me in. All
okay.
Right. Catch you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
And there it is. Episode number 19 is in the bag. An absolute banger. Awesome to sit and talk to Hannah. Inspirational young lass. Obviously doing a lot of good things for women's mountain biking and probably mountain biking as a whole. So if you don't already, make sure you head over and give her a follow. Tell everyone if you enjoyed this episode. If you've got any feedback, don't forget to let us have it. You can email us. It's podcast@hookitproducts.co.uk. Make sure you give us a follow too. It's at _Hookit_podcast on Instagram. Facebook, just search the Hookit Podcast. We're trying to get a new hashtag going, which is hashtag listen to the Hookit Podcast, which if you do follow us, you probably see some videos already starting to creep in. And that's about it. We're going to have episode 20 coming out really shortly. A bit more of an industry insider episode as well. It's going to be pretty fun. And we'll leave you guys to it. Thanks again for checking in and listening to another episode. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Take care. Have a great week. Peace.